So that is what the why that were the reasons why a mobile friendly website is important. Coming back to the components of mobile marketing, the second component that we have is a mobile optimized emails. Now we all know how many of us, everyone, whoever has a mobile phone or whoever is using Android or whichever phone for that matter, having an email listed on your mobile phone is the most important thing for you to do. You cannot access App Store without it. You cannot do anything on a mobile phone unless you have an email registered on a mobile phone, whether it's Android users or whether it's iOS users. But most of us have started out with being Android users, and every one of us might have a Gmail account, I believe. And so you register yourself with Google, you get yourself a Gmail account, and then you have a Gmail application as well, or you have a Google account. That, Gmail is basically a product of Google. But whoever has an Android has an inbuilt Gmail application in their phones. So whenever you want to, say for example, shoot an email, or you want to do anything regarding to, even as simple as if you forget a password and you get it right back at your, authentication email comes back at your Gmail account. So your Gmail is related to very, your email, basically whatever email you give, whether it's Gmail or Rediff or Yahoo or iOS for that matter, Apple, whatever email account you're registered with has loads of information about you. You register your email with your bank account, you register your email with a student account, whichever, university or college you're studying in, you register your email with each and every application that you're using, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whether it's any simpler, simplest of all applications also require you to put your, if you want to create an account and start using the application, they require you to, either do passport authentication or register with an email. First up, पहले क्या होता था कि सिर्फ आपका email authentication ही चलता था. You actually had to provide your email, then you had a confirmation email on your email ID, and then you had to confirm it or authenticate it. Then and only then you would get a, you know uh, an account or an ID in any application, whether it was Facebook or Instagram. Then came the mobile numbers. Then you could also register with mobile numbers, but essentially you had to also, as an additional information, give your email ID just in case you forgot your, just in case you changed your phone number and then you had to. You forgot your password and you needed, or you wanted to back up data or stuff like this. You need an email IDs for a lot of purposes. Then also came passport authentications. Many of the applications right now provide passport authentication, and by passport authentication I mean that you can also sign up with your Facebook ID or your, mostly it's Facebook and Gmail and it's Instagram also. But most of the times you'll see they accept Facebook's passport authentication. It's either Google or it's Facebook. So in most of the cases, and then what happens is if you have a Facebook application installed and it's logged in, so they won't even ask you for an password. It's not necessary for you to even put the password or authenticate the Facebook thingy, because it's already on your phone and you've already logged into your Facebook application. So it creates the whole experience very seamless. You don't have to go through a lot of, processes or passwords and confirmations and links to create an account. All you have to do is click on a Facebook icon, and it, redirects you. You either have to accept the terms and policies, and that is about it. You don't have to type in your password or anything. They don't even ask you for a new password for the application, because it automatically connects your, Facebook to your whatever application it is that you're using, or whatever account you set up for yourself. In Google also, if you have Gmail logged in, they wouldn't ask you for a password. Or if you have save passwords done in your Chrome or stuff like that, they wouldn't ask you either. But I've seen this in iOS, in Apple phones and other, other than Android phones, this happens a lot. Even if you push for Google passport authentication, they would still ask you for Google password, because either one, you don't have a Gmail account, or two, you don't have a Google search account, so, or you don't have a Chrome. So basically, in order for you to have a, logged in position in your mobile phone, you need to have some or the other Google application where you're logged in. Since you don't have that, you have Mail, and that's from, iOS. You have Safari, and that's also from iOS. So it does not, retain your password information if you haven't given it already, I mean. if you have the nil, whatever is stored, whatever password they have stored, they will give you get you through the passport authentication. So these are some features that email is very important in when we talk about mobile phones. But also we've seen that 57% of emails are seen by users on mobile devices. Now if you get an email, whether it's an authentication email or whether it's a notified email, most of the times 57% of the times people use it on mobile phones or check it on mobile phone. अब ऐसा होता है कि some people are ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं दैट डू नॉट पुट नोटिफिकेशंस ऑन फॉर ईमेल्स, और ऐसा भी होता है मोबाइल फोन्स में कि एट अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम व्हेन यू गेट एन ईमेल एग्जैक्टली तभी आपको नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आएगी. समटाइम्स इट कम्स एन आवर लेट, समटाइम्स इट कम्स बल्क में मेल्स आ जाते हैं व्हेन एवर योर मेल अकाउंट इज सपोज टू रिफ्रेश इटसेल्फ तब आ जाते हैं. सो बाय एंड लार्ज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स क्या होता है, यू डोंट रिसीव इट ऑन टाइम ऑल्सो, but at least you get notifications on mobile phone whenever somebody sends you a mail, whether it's at the same time only or within 10-15 minutes or within an hour. You get the notifications on your mobile phone, and you know whoever has sent you an email, whether it's flagged or it's important or it's not. You know that you have received an email. There is a notification ping, and you also have a sound on. All of these things make you aware of the fact that you've received an email, rather than when you access it on website. You have to log into a website to know that you've got you now. This is one part. Also website में you have push notifications. अब आप वो on रखेंगे website पे या chrome पे, तो then you might, if your laptop is open, you might receive a notification that you've received a mail, which is a good thing. But mobile phones के case में, it's on you. You always charge your mobile if it's on, and then you will receive the email, and it becomes easier for you to receive it. And 69% of users just delete the emails that are not mobile friendly. Now, talking about mobile friendly app is one thing, but the email being mobile friendly is another. Now, if you have an application, automatically all the emails that come through the application will be mobile friendly. So that is one thing. But if you're accessing your mail through Safari or through Chrome, and it is not mobile friendly, so it does not load on your even browser properly, or the email is not mobile friendly, or even if it comes through the application, it's glitchy and it's not appropriate, and it's not showing properly the images or whatever is embedded in it, then 69% of users are seen actually deleting the email if it's unnecessary, if it's unimportant, or if it's not mobile friendly. Now, you also have to take care of the fact कि आप कौन से स्क्रीन पे सेंड कर रहे हैं. इफ यू हैव टू बी अवेयर कि 55% और 57% ऑफ द ईमेल्स आर ओपन्ड ऑन मोबाइल फोन, तो जब भी आप एक ईमेल बना रहे हैं, यू हैव टू टेक केयर कि आपका जो कंटेंट है वो उसी हिसाब से हो कि यूजर को आसानी हो देखने में व्हेन दे आर ओपनिंग इट ऑन द फोन. एक तो वो चीज हो गई. दूसरा, यू डोंट हैव टू फिल इट विद ऑल द कंटेंट, बिकॉज द यूजर इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी रीडिंग योर email for all day long. It has to be concise, precise, and very clear cut. You have to give the information, and they have to know what the information is about. So that is that. So one thing is responsive design emails. Now, what is this? This is a strategy that marketers use. Okay, it's called responsive design emails. Now, what does this strategy inculcate? It makes the emails well designed. One thing is very important for you to have a very well designed email. Now, what is a well designed email? It should have a subject line. You should know whoever you're addressing it to. होता है क्या, अक्सर हम email बनाते हैं लेकिन we don't know हम किससे बात करें. Say for example, आपको NIIT email भेजना है, help@NIIT पे भेजना है. You're having some problems and you're not familiar with the staff there, so you do not know whoever is in the sales team, or you do not know their name. So how do you prepare an email? It's very important for you to know how to create an email, a professional email. You can't just put hi, and then even if you put hi, who are you going to address it to? You don't know the names. So what are you going to do? Hi NIIT? No, maybe try to write hi, or maybe you can deliver it to the team at NIIT or stuff like that. You have to understand how to cater to all of these situations. So that is one thing. It should be well designed. Now ऐसा होता है कि as a company or as a marketer, if you're sending it to somebody, that was you being a user. So that's different. So as a marketer or as an employee or as a employer for that matter, if you're sending it to somebody, first and foremost you need to know their first name or their last name, whichever you want to address them with based on your relationship with them. Even if it's customers, most of the times you use their first name, and then you address it to them according to their own problems and issues. Say for example you want to it has to feel like you've customized it for a particular customer and not look like you've just sent a bulk email to everybody else. Most of the times you can't help but send bulk emails. You can't just customize everything, but that is the art of having a well designed, a responsive design strategy, that you design your emails in such a way that each of the people in your list or each of the bulk that gets the email thinks it's personalized just for them. For example, when you come out with discounts or offers, whenever you put it in an email, put it in such a way that they feel like you've designed it just for them only. So that is one way of doing it. And then you have, what do you call it, well designed, and then you make them interactive. So there have to be CTAs through and through. It's not necessary more than one hook, but there has to be a click to, call to action button. Now, what is call to action? Matlab, there has to be a button that they can go to. Either when you're talking about, say for example, you're talking about dare someone, and then you have excuse me, you have this and this offers coming out, or these discounts coming out. So you want to be able to, if you want to encash these discounts or these offers exclusively for the customers like you, please go through our website, click on the button, and they'll redirect you to the exact landing page of the offers that you're talking about. So niche click to call to action button hoga that will say shop now, or see the offers now, something that's very catchy and that is true to the statement that you're providing them with. So as soon as the customer clicks on shop now, it does not have to redirect to the home page. Understand this, the home page is the least interactive page of all. You have all sorts of informations there. Sometimes you have offers also that they can redirect to landing page, but only when people are landing on your home page by themselves. Say for example someone wants to open an application. Now I opened Mintra ka application, and obviously I'm going to land on the homepage because I have the because I'm opening the app for my case only. Then if I see the offers and discounts, that's different. But if I'm getting an in-app notification or a push notification for that matter, ki Nike is on sale, 20% off for today. If I click on it, it'll redirect me directly to the landing page of Nike, जहां आपके वो सारे प्रोडक्ट्स होंगे जिन पे 20% ऑफ चल रहा है, मिंत्रा पे है, जबोंग पे, जिस पे भी है. But if it takes me to the home page and then I have to, cruise through where the Nike ka page is, that is going to be difficult and irritating for a customer. So all those things you have to understand. It has to be, interactive. Then the other thing is it has to be readable on tiny screens. Now, what does that mean? your मोबाइल सॉरी योर वेबसाइट या आपकी एप्लीकेशन या आप जो ईमेल्स वगैरह प्रोवाइड करते हैं, इट हैज़ टू बी रीडेबल ऑन टाइनी स्क्रीन्स. नाउ आई टोल्ड यू ऑलरेडी, इफ यू हैव एन email application of whichever nature, whether it's from Google, whether it's Android, or whether it's iOS, when you have an email application, it becomes easy for you to access it because as soon as you open it, it adjusts to the size of the screen. But कभी कभी जब आप ब्राउजर से यूज करते हैं, आप ब्राउजर से अपना email ID, email account check करते हैं, you realize the text is either too small or it's too big and it does not fit to the screen, and that is where your problem lies. Even when you're constructing an email, it has to be in a way that it does not create a problem for the customer, because a customer can access an email ID from a Nokia E64 also, or from a BlackBerry also जिसका आधा screen होता है. Even Blackberries are in these days. Like I told you, C-suite people, so you have CEOs and CFOs and board of directors. Till this date also, Blackberries are in a rage only, for that level of people or executives. So they use Blackberries to maintain their whole schedule, their calendars, their meetings, their business proposals. Everything happens there. Blackberry is very important even today, even though they will have all the, all the other applications and mobile phones to take care of stuff and laptops. But what I have seen and noticed and known about is that BlackBerry are used till this day. Some of the BlackBerry models are Key 2, BlackBerry Motion, and BlackBerry Key 1. These are some of the mobile phones that are available right now. And now BlackBerry has introduced Android much later, I think. Uh, they were still able to retain some of their market share that Nokia lost because of not getting in the game too fast. But because BlackBerry was able to retain some of the market share because of the executive finesse that they have in the mobile phones. Like nobody can match that. The kind of business executive finesse they have in calendars and meetings and all of these applications that they have, inbuilt applications for the that the phone provides. Most of them are email responsiveness, and that is way too cool. And till this day, that is the only reason why BlackBerry has survived this till date and is only making a mark amongst the executive levels. So now that is one other thing that I was trying to tell you about. So you have QWERTY keypad mobile phones. They have this tiny screen. So now when you have iPhones and smartphones, Samsungs and all of these phones, Vivos and whatnot, they have big screens. They range from 4-inch screens to 7-inch screens. But when we talk about small mobile phones, they have such tiny screens, but they are provided, and you can use internet over it, and you can use emails and everything over it. But because they have such tiny screens, it's important for you to categorize and accumulate your email in such a way that it does not become a hindrance for any of the users that are using the email, whether somebody is using on their big phones or whether it's a small phone. It has to be easily accessible. So there is that, and also mobile devices only allow 23 characters for the form field. So that is something you have to understand, and 38 characters for the subject line. Now, this is something that you have to understand when we talk about mobile, and when you're sending an email via a mobile phone, it will only allow you 23 characters to the from field, like where are you sending it from, because you cannot add more than one field because it's your email ID and you're accessing it. So obviously only you can put in your email ID in the from field. So who is it sending? I am sending. So whatever my name is or whatever my user ID is at Gmail or at Apple or at, even if you are using if you're using your own company's email ID, say for example I am an employee at NIT. So if I get my own email ID, it'll go like muhibba at nit.com, or sales at nit.com, this team at nit.com. ऐसे रहता है email ID. So it gives you 23 characters for that. That is something you have to note. And then you can only have 38 characters for the subject line. Now subject line is something that is has to be short and precise and to the point. You cannot go on and on talking about what your email is about, because if you fill it so much or fill it with too many lines, it becomes a cluster in the subject line, then nobody will actually go to your email body and read what's there. It'll be difficult for them to go past the subject line. So the subject line has to be very short and precise. Say for example, you're asking for a leave, so you write on your subject line leave for 1 day or leave for a week. And if you're asking for an advance in pay, so you say advance in payment or advance in salary, whatever. It has to be to the point, the crux of the whole body of the image. Or if you're providing discounts as a company, so you write in your subject line special offers for special customers, stuff like that, that catches the attention of the customer. Because जब आपको notification आता है, एक तो ये आता है कि किसने भेजा है email, and the second thing is the subject line. What is this email about? That is why having a subject line is also important, a precise one. And the character counts also need to be optimized for mobile devices, which is very important. And the other thing is creating a unique landing page. Like I told you, a landing page is very important. Whether you are talking about an in-app or whether you're talking about a website. When we talk about emails and when we send emails, we almost always link it or have a link attached to a mail. In every email you will have a specified link. It is not necessary to have it, but it is good work if you have it. Say for example, you're a company and you're sending emails to your customer or your users, so you would want them to in any way land on some page or the other. Even while you're providing information, you wouldn't put all the information in one mail. Say for example, I am a user and NIIT wants me to know they've changed their privacy policy, or they've changed, or Snapdeal wants me to know that they have changed their privacy policy. Now they will can use my data or whatever data I have put there, whether it's my birthday, whether it's my shopping behavior, whether it's the kind of interests I have in the products I have liked or searched for, all of the information and data that is about me. Maybe they want to now share it with other people. ऐसा भी होता है कि एप्लीकेशन और वेबसाइट्स आपका सारा डेटा जो स्टोर करती है, दे सेल दिस डेटा फॉर रिसर्च ऑल्सो. So maybe some companies change their policies later on. First, they tell you that they're going to provide you 100% privacy, and then maybe later on they want to change their privacy. They want to sell your data or use your data for their benefit. So they will have that included in your in their privacy policy. So, for example, you get an email notification that now we've decided to change the privacy policy of the company, and so we want you to accept the terms. So if you want to check these terms and conditions in detail, please click here. Obviously, you are not going to fit all of your privacy policy that you updated into that tiny space that you get in an email. So in that way, you're also redirecting all the traffic to the website. So there is that. Also, it's important, since some key considerations that you have to keep in designing a mobile landing page, because as soon as you link or put a link there, and as soon as people click on it for see more or shop more or see the offers, they're going to be landing to a landing page. Like I told you, it shouldn't be a home page, because you are specifically putting an information in front of the customer कि आप उनको क्या प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो और किस बारे में बात कर रहे हो, और अगर उनको और जानना है तो वो क्लिक कर सकते, तो वो और जानने वाला पेज पे वो उनको पहुंचा देना चाहिए, होम पेज पे नहीं. तो दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग इज कॉल्ड अ लैंडिंग पेज. एंड सम थिंग्स टू कंसिडर व्हाइल टॉकिंग अबाउट लैंडिंग पेजेस इज दैट द इमेज बटन्स जो आपके हैं वो प्रोमिनेंट होने चाहिए और आपका पेज लेआउट सिंपल होना चाहिए. से फॉर एग्जांपल, अब अगर वो प्रिवेसी पॉलिसी पे पहुंच गए, वो लेआउट जो है वो बहुत सिंपल रहना चाहिए. इट शुड हैव ऑल द प्रिसाइज एंड क्रिस्प इन particular points, whether there are 10 points or 20 points about the privacy, or there are these many policies, they should be crisp. And if the main purpose of the landing page is to capture data, say for example, अब आप उनको बोलते हैं कि we want your updated information. So we're not sure, you've probably changed your mobile phone because we cannot get through with it, and you're not responding to our email IDs, or you're not responding to our SMSs or whatever. We think your data has been changed, or if at all you want to change your data or update it, you can, go on this page, click more, and then update your information. So if they want to capture data for a customer, so there has to be a form. आपने भी कई बार भरा होगा. देयर इज अ फॉर्म, बेसिकली आप उसमें अपना नाम, लास्ट नेम, योर DOB, योर फोन नंबर, ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स यू हैव टू दे वांट यू टू कैप्चर. इन दैट केस आपके लैंडिंग पेज पे आपकी फॉर्म फिलिंग जो है वो शॉर्ट और सिंपल होनी चाहिए, प्रिसाइजली व्हाट यू वांट. ऐसा होता है कि कभी कभी आप फॉर्म क्रिएट करते हैं और वेबसाइट पे कोई एक वेबसाइट आपको फॉर्म दे देती है, या यू आर रीडायरेक्टेड टू अ पेज दैट यू हैव टू fill your form in. In that case, they have asterisk signed पर्टिकुलर फील्ड्स के साथ. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल, नेम के साथ एस्ट्रिक्स होगा, विच ऑल्सो मीन्स दैट दीज फील्ड्स आर compulsory for you to fill. Sometimes emails are compulsory, sometimes they're not. Sometimes mobile phones are compulsory. So all of these information, it has to be short and simple. You have to only put information, or you have to only ask for information in a form that you're concerned with, not unnecessary information. जो आपकी images होती हैं landing page पे, that should be resizable and mobile optimized. I cannot stress enough how mobile responsiveness and optimization is important in any and every website and application. Then the landing page should look good in horizontal as well as vertical format. So that is also important कि आप जिस भी landing page पे उनको भेज रहे हैं, it should look good horizontal as well as vertical. I think that is enough for today. Everything else we'll discuss tomorrow. We have 2 more components of mobile marketing that we're going to discuss tomorrow, inshallah. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.